Hello and welcome to the 1000 subscriber Q&A. Earlier in this year we were barely at like 200 and we'll look at that later, but this is it's really crazy. Thank you for all your support, and now time for me to answer your questions. I've got them all on the screen over here-ish. Different cameras mirrored, but over here-ish. And I'm going to read them all and we're going to go through them one by one. Also got this kind of screen here where I can show you some of the more in-depth stuff that you've asked. So, what turns you on is the first question. Well, as a Crusader Kings player, I'm gonna have to say that it would be somebody who has a strong claim on some land, or is in fact landed. Those are the only acceptable answers for a Crusader Kings player. Perhaps if they have some strong genetic traits, they would also be good. Right, next one. Can you do a Chewbacca impression? Well, we'll see how this goes. That was totally all me, and yes, I can, obviously. Next one. How did you start YouTube? Well, I started YouTube quite a long time ago. We're going to look at this in a second. I can actually tell you the date of the first video. If we go into analytics here, and go all the way down. So, let's start with lifetime. Yeah, there's quite a lot of analytics that we can look at here, but first of all, it's going to be all the way back here. So it'll be May the 13th, 2014 is when I started YouTube. And I basically just started by uploading a video. I was just like, I want to just upload videos. There's someone else asked a question that goes further into depth than that later, so we'll go through it then. But basically, yeah, I just wanted to upload some videos. I wanted to share my gameplay with other people. I'd been playing quite a lot of games, and I thought that a good way to, get more out of them would be to play more of them. So, you might be asking then, a question nobody asked was, what is my first video? Because you'd think that you'd be able to find it, right? If we go into Video Manager here, and go all the way along to the first video, see we've got quite a lot of series. It's more than 7 pages. There we go, we're going past the Villainous Vampire start, we're going past the Burgundy start, more and more videos back, there's lots of them. We keep going. Is there a way to sort this by, like, oldest? No, there is not a way to sort by oldest. So, we'll just keep going. There's Dragon Age. There are an awful lot of videos to get through. There's, in fact, over 1,300 of them. Yeah, almost 1,400 videos. This will be it will be over 1,400 by the time this comes out. And a lot of different kinds of series. Yes. And a lot of different thumbnail designs. I kind of like the new ones, just as a thing that wasn't asked, but I kind of like the new thumbnail designs because they're a little bit more consistent. Like some of them here, you see they're not consistent at all. I like them, they're kind of cool, but not consistent. Some, like the Torchlight ones are just hideous. I don't know why I thought that was a good idea. Anyway, let's keep heading back. Yeah, I wish there was a quicker way of doing this. There probably is, but you don't often have to go back this far in your videos, because if it's this far back, you probably don't care at this point. But, yeah, there's a Cagliari series. That was on for a very long time. Yep, there's some more Dragon Age series. Here's where the thumbnails died for a while. There we go. We're actually at one of the more consistent points of uploading. Yep, there's Dragon Age Inquisition's first time. There's what I like to call the great YouTube thumbnail death. Basically, at one point, YouTube had a lot of thumbnails just not come back up, and I didn't go back through them and upload them all again, because the videos were, they'd been up for a couple of weeks. You weren't getting more views out of them. So I was like, nobody's going to mind. Also, I didn't have the thumbnails anymore. There's Binding of Isaac, what would look to anybody as the first playlist that we have. There's a lot of Binding of Isaac. Yeah, Binding of Isaac was something, and then, here we go. Here's an unlisted video. It's The Walking Dead Season 1. And this is going to go into another question, which I think I'll answer now. It's, what influenced you to start making videos? Well, I actually watched quite a lot of a YouTuber called Christopher Odd. And at one point, I was playing The Walking Dead, and we got to the end of I played to the end of Season 1, and it was a really big cliffhanger, and I just wanted to kind of see how someone else reacted to it. So I watched his, and I really liked how he was able to get interaction from his comments. He was able to see what they thought about things, see what was going on. So that's why I started. I started so that I could play The Walking Dead and then see how other people thought about it. And that was fine. First video was a bit awful. It would be a bit of a tease to show it here and then not actually go into it. Now, I forgot how bad this is, so, you know, you better be ready for some very awful mic quality, a very nervous sounding person, other things like that.
Hello and welcome, I'm AlpaxLP, and welcome.
Yep, that's just awful enough to leave it at that. Yeah, that was, I hope that came through in the recording, otherwise I'm going to have to add that in post, but anyway, that's fine. That's how I started YouTube. It was really just, I wanted to play Walking Dead and then, you know, have people comment on it and say, hey, I really like that scene, or that scene was really interesting to me, and then we could have a discussion about it. That's why I started it. I also, more into this question that was, the second question that was asked was, what influenced you, any particular people, games, or events in your life? Well, there weren't any particular people other than, hey, Christopher Odd was one that I watched, but I did quite like seeing the YouTube channels of Arumba, unsurprisingly, who releases a ton of videos each day, and he's kind of one of the people whose channel I want to emulate in the end. I want to have, like, a lot of videos which are getting views, and I can keep watching them, and, like, you can keep watching them, and then it will, like, I can just upload as much as I can, and then people watch them, they'll like them, and then I can keep going, and we can go through series very quickly, and that's kind of how I like the channel to be set up. Although, there was another one. Northern Line is actually a channel that I quite like. I think it was him who said this anyway. He said at one point he liked this channel to be a bit more of a TV station. Like, you tune in for what you like, and you tune out for what you don't like. Which sounds pretty cool. I actually really quite like that idea. It's a channel which is very much a drop in, drop out. Like, say for my channel, you like Crusader Kings, you'll drop in, you watch a little bit of Crusader Kings, then you don't like EU4, you won't watch that, but you might like Jade Empire, so you watch that. And then you can just kind of pick and choose, and then you can have a kind of more diverse audience. And you can also say, if I wanted at one point to play a different game, I'm fairly confident at this point that say I want to play Enter the Gungeon. I'm fairly certain at this point, if I was to play Enter the Gungeon, I'd have somebody watching it, because I have a diverse set of people watching my videos. So that's kind of where I like. That's some of my philosophy that I quite like for a YouTube channel. Yeah, anything else? Games, events in your life. Games, I guess it would be The Walking Dead, and probably Crusader Kings was one as well. Just because I'm very good at, and Binding of Isaac as well. I was really good at the Binding of Isaac and Crusader Kings. Like, original Binding of Isaac, I was actually really quite good at it. And Crusader Kings, I'm not bad at playing Crusader Kings. I may seem bad at playing Crusader Kings, but actually there are a significant portion of the player base who are much worse than I am. But yes, enough about that. So I just wanted to kind of play them, you know, see what stories unfolds. I thought it might be fun, and it turned out it was a lot of fun. And no real events in my life. I mean, my computer was broken for a while, which actually, I suppose an event in my life that got me into Let's Playing in general, like into even watching it, would be my computer broke at one point. Like I had this computer that I'm using to record right now, or an earlier version of it, that broke, and then I had to use a rubbish computer, which meant I couldn't actually play that many games, which kind of limited me to, say, Binding of Isaac and Crusader Kings, because they didn't need a lot of actual processing power to run. And also, the internet connection on the other computer was quite bad. So I just started playing a lot more of them. And then I started watching a lot more of them, which was, you know, that was pretty much how I got into the whole concept, which was, you know, I've said you know too many times now. Anyway, moving on to the next question. How do you upload so much? It is crazy. Well, I upload quite a lot. Let's go back onto Video Manager and go onto it. Actually, at the start, I didn't upload a lot at all. We're going to go back a page, actually, so that I can show that. Let's see, the separation between this one. So this was 5-day break, another 5-day break. I put up 2 on the same day for some, well, one after another. Yeah, these were really inconsistent in terms of when I put them up. And basically, like, I didn't upload consistently. And that was why the channel didn't really grow at this point. If I go forward, you can see that now, actually, I upload very consistently. in terms of how much I upload. Like, I've got lots of... probably better to look in like my channel page for this. The video manager isn't very good for actually looking at videos, which is surprising, really. Let's go to videos. There we go. You see, we've got... Actually, you can see the series are relatively consistent. And if we go further down, yeah, you see it kind of follows a pattern, apart from EU4, which is something we've talked about before. Anyway, yes. How do I upload so much? Well, it takes about... Now, I need to do the math here. Maybe about 12 hours for an hour and a half, like just over an hour of content. Let's see, if I had an hour video, how long would I expect it to take? Maybe 8. Actually, no, 8 hours per hour of content. And per day, I put out just over an hour of content, which means that if I'm uploading overnight, I can kind of cover most of the next day's stuff, which is pretty good, actually. It's not that long. It's not that bad. So that's how I upload so much. I also play a ton of games. Like, I play more than I play on the channel. It's almost a problem, but it's not really a problem. Anyway, that's how much I upload. That's how I upload that much. And we're going to move on to the next question. What kind of gaming setup are you using? And this is the one that I didn't prepare for. CPU-Z. There we go. I'll wait for this to load up. And this will tell you exactly what kind of gaming setup I use. No, please don't update. Right, there we go. I use an Intel Core i5-4690K. I have a Maximus VI Hero motherboard. I have 32GB of RAM, and I have an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 970. That's my gaming setup. In terms of hardware, I have a 965, that would be the mouse, and a 970, both Corsair. I have 3 monitors at current. They're not all actually, like, they're kind of cobbled together, but there are 3 of them. And I have a, if I look at this, Samsung C01U. That'd be the name of the microphone. And that's pretty much my setup. There isn't much more to it. Anything else in gaming setup? Not really. Let's keep going down. How much? Oh, what do we record, render, and edit with? Let's do that one next, because that kind of fits into gaming setup and into recording setup. So I record with a program called DxTory. Let's load it up here. I can show you what's going on here. This is DxTory. Basically, it has a lot, like, it kind of targets programs and then can record off of them. It's pretty much that simple. I also use the logarithmic lossless codec to do kind of higher quality video. Like, it's higher quality than you're going to see in the actual video, which is kind of the point. You record at higher quality, and then when you lower the quality, it becomes better. So that's what I used mainly to record with. I also, for this video, obviously I'm not using DxTory because I didn't have it loaded up. I use OBS. I also use OBS for Jade Empire, as DxTory has several issues. So that's what I use to record with. To render and edit with, I use Adobe Premiere CC 2015. I have the Adobe suite. And yeah, that's what I use. It's fairly easy setup. Oh, one more thing I use for audio, which is a thing that a lot of people ask about. I use this program. Now, this might look terrifying to you at first glance. This is VST Host. And basically, I chug in my audio from my microphone in here, and in real time, it gets processed out through all these things. It goes through a noise gate. I have to remember what these are. De-esser. Another kind of de-esser, which I use to get rid of an annoying hiss. It goes through an equalizer, and then it goes through a compressor, and then it comes out at the other end, and there you go. There's the voice. Now, actually, you'd be saying, hey, wouldn't that cause delay between the mic and the Facecam that you've got going here? Yes, it would. So I will have manually, in theory, moved back the timer, like the audio thing, so that these are in sync. But if I haven't, then, you know, that'll explain it. Why don't you make videos with Facecam? Well, I'm making this video with Facecam just for you. For you, question asker. I'm making this video with Facecam. However, the reason I don't make videos with Facecam is, one, I'm not very good at it. Like, I keep staring at the camera, I keep looking off in odd places. Like, that's not really what you're meant to do. Like, you're meant to just be relaxed, and I can't really be that relaxed while recording with Facecam. It also doesn't add anything to a lot of what I play. Like, I play Crusader Kings. Like, where am I going to put it on? Like, everywhere I put something on the screen blocks an important piece of data. And Jade Empire, I mean, I could put it on Jade Empire, but I don't really want to. That'd be about it. Yeah, Facecam also with DxTory, as far as I know, is not easy. So I would need to separately record the Facecam. If I was doing it with OBS, then I could record with Facecam all the time. But that's not the point. Facecam's just something that I don't feel adds a lot to a lot of the games I play. And, yeah. If I'm going to play, I'd prefer to be more relaxed and not be constantly like, where am I looking? Am I looking at the camera? Like, that kind of thing. Oh dear, I've been staring at the ground for 10 minutes. No. That's not where I want to be. Also want to be able to record in a more relaxed environment. And record at night as well, like, without having to have lots and lots of lights on. Anyway. That's basically why I don't record with Facecam. What is your favourite Game of Thrones character? This was actually a difficult question. What kind of Game of Thrones characters? Like, I like a lot of them. I like Tyrion a lot. He's an interesting character, but he feels like he feels like some of the, I don't know. There's something about him that doesn't want me to say he's my favourite. I kind of like Ramsay Bolton a lot, which is kind of unfair because he was also in the Telltale game, which I, unlike a lot of other people, liked a lot. And he had the biggest twist moment, and I really like that there. But, yeah, I don't know. I haven't really finished the books yet, which is actually surprising. I finished all of the shows, and I finished all the Telltale games, but I'm still working my way through the books a little bit. But, yeah, I'd be interested to see what characters are like at the end of it. I also quite like Ned Stark as a character, just because he's a character you'd expect it to, like, expect him to be the hero, to compromise, and actually, in the end, there is, like, it's just his actions caused what happened to him. So it's like, he lived with his actions. So this is unusual for a character in a, like, show or something. So, I like that. Where are you from? Well, I'm from Scotland. There you go. I'm more precisely from a town near Edinburgh called Livingston, which is in West Lothian. And that's about as much as we're going into where I'm from. Accent's a little bit weird for West Lothian, but, you know, it's just odd in general. If you have a pet, what pet is it and what is its name? If you don't have a pet, what is your favourite animal? I do not have a pet. Mainly because I'm allergic to pretty much everything with fur. One of my parents is allergic to everything with fur, and my dad is allergic to everything with feathers and things like that. There weren't a lot of pet options available there. Also, yes, some members of my family have, you know, don't particularly like snakes, and fish are just a little bit boring and things like that. I don't know. Anyway, that's the pet argument. There weren't a lot of options, and the options that were available were not allowed. What is your favorite animal? I don't know. I suppose wolf? Does that count? That could be a favorite animal. I mean, I'd probably be allergic around it, but I quite like wolves. There you go. Hadn't really thought about that question too much, but thought about it then. As for, right, this person, Alright, this is the last question, actually. What are your long-term plans for the channel? Well, I haven't really thought about it. I would like the channel to be, in the future, like I would like it to sustain itself, if that makes sense. Currently, the channel has a lot of kind of hidden costs behind it, which kinda, I'm willing to pay them because I like the channel. But I would eventually like the channel to pay for itself. So, say I've got, like, I pay for Adobe, like all the Adobe suite here for Photoshop and for Premiere. That's X amount a month. And I also pay for the games that I play, and the computer costs money to run, and things like that. So, eventually, like, my kind of short long-term goals would be to have that as the channel. That would be something I'd quite like the channel to be able to provide. However, I would have to turn on proper ads for that, or like run a Patreon, or any of that kind of stuff, which I haven't really thought about yet. Yeah, if you have any thoughts on that, please tell me. But I think it's too early. If I was to start a Patreon, it would only succeed in driving people away, or like if I was to start running ads, it would only succeed in stunting the growth of the channel, which is something I don't want to do. I would prefer to have it be non-sustainable than to have it like not grow, because I actually quite like the community in the channel, that it's growing up. Not a lot of people reply to each other yet, like in the comments, but I'm kind of seeing more. I'm seeing more people like referencing other comments, and then going on. I quite like that aspect of the channel. I like the growth that's happening. I like the different community elements that are happening, and I would quite like, in the end, for a long-term channel goal, to have there be a community around the channel. I don't know how to achieve that, but I know that it can be done. I've seen other channels with it. I actually quite like, I'm going to reference Northern Lion again, apparently, but I quite like that his channel has a community. It has its own in-jokes, it has its own, it has its own style. If you were to watch any other channel, say, I can't think of one off the top of my head, but if you were to watch another channel, it doesn't have a unique community, but his does. And that's something that I would quite like to see happen in this channel. I don't really, I don't know how to achieve it, but that's something I would like to happen. It's a long-term plan, but at the moment, I'm just happy that we've got people commenting. I think that the new series actually is a direction I would quite like to go. A lot more user interaction, which is something that was not very possible when the channel started, because there wasn't really a lot to go on in the channel. There was a lot of, there was people who commented, but there wasn't any, it was like, someone would comment 4 or 5 videos in a row, and then would never comment again, and I'd never see them again. Which was fine. That's fine. They've got other stuff to do. But now I'm starting to see people, again and again in the videos. I'm starting to see people coming back. It's like, this is what I want to see. I want to see the channel grow naturally through that way. Right. Here, I'm going to I'm going to answer some questions that were not asked. Like, when did you think the channel was starting to grow a little bit more? Because I think that's an interesting question. That kind of when did you notice the channel growing? I think it started growing with the Fuzzaway series, but it started growing roughly around this time. What were we doing at this time? At this time we had, oh, there you go, Warhammer. There's the start of the Hapless Humans Warhammer series started at roughly this. Wait. Did I actually zoom in there, or did I just sort this by something else? I don't think I actually zoomed in there. Let's go down here. Now we can see when it started growing. So we got Great Khan, we got the Horse Lords. Let's jump a little bit further. Let's jump to about here. We have, I don't know. We got some Dragon Age Inquisition. We've got some Hapless. It started the Hapless Humans. That's probably when it started getting. I know. There you go. Fuzzaway series had just started. Hapless Humans. So it's really when I started playing a lot more mods. Was when the channel started getting bigger, and the mods were interesting. The mods are cool, and they added something that wasn't there before, which was a bit of uniqueness. Because actually, base Crusader Kings, although the series was fine, it just wasn't that interesting. It didn't really go, the series was interesting, but it wasn't unique. Why wouldn't you just watch a Roomba play? His series would be probably better in terms of every kind of objective thing that you could mention. Anyway, I'm rambling now. Yeah. Here's some other things. What is my most watched video? Well, in terms of time, it is Hapless Humans, Corrupting Cultists, Nauseating Nurglites, and then Hapless Humans, and then we get the Aegon series. So actually, Warhammer is a very popular series on the channel. However, if we go from watch time, now, take a note, we've got a couple of Warhammer ones at the top, and then you've got the Game of Thrones ones down here. Now, if we change the views, you get a different thing. Some of the Game of Thrones ones actually change. They disappear. Even though the watch time, for the Jon Snow series, the start of it, watch time's really high compared to the number of views. If we switch it just to views, it disappears. Now, why I think this is more significant is it's showing that although a video can get a lot of views, if someone's not watching it, then that's a problem. Like, it means that I'm good at advertising, but I'm not good at getting people to actually stay with the channel. So I thought that was interesting to look at. But yes, the most watched video is Hapless Humans 1. I have no idea why it's this one. I think that Nauseating Nurglites, Corrupting Cultists, and the Villainous Vampires are much better series. But, you know, I guess I must have hit something with the, like with the tags in this one, or maybe people really, really liked it. I don't know. That's, something there. How about most liked video? Here's some more stats for you here. Most liked, Corrupting Cultists. Followed by Hapless Humans, Nauseating Nurglites, Villainous Vampires, Aegon series. You know. How about most disliked video? This is one I don't like to look at. Actually, look, here's something that really gets me. 4,000 likes, 53 dislikes. I just keep looking at dislikes. I'm like, why did people dislike this video? Like, what was the thing here? Wait, is that graph saying I got a negative dislike on a day? Is that not just a like? Anyway. What? Most disliked video? Let's read Dragon Age Codex Part 1. Fair enough. Very, very, very fair. That was a pretty bad series, if I have to say so myself. And then we got some more. We got the end of the Corrupting Cultists. People didn't like. I guess people didn't like how it ended. I can't remember how it ended actually. Oh yeah, it ended in complete failure. Fair enough. And people don't like the Daenerys series, which is fair enough. Like it was a bit fast. Anyway, that's pretty much all I've got to do in this Q&A. So there are more 1,000 subscriber things coming out. I know I haven't actually hit 1,000 subscribers when the time I did this video. That's you know, a bit presumptuous of me that we'll get another one. If the channel never gets another view, then like another subscriber, then you know, that's something. But I assume it's going to. We get 185 subscribers a month currently, so should get one soon. And yeah, there are going to be more 1,000 subscriber things coming out. There's going to be... Someone has asked for Sakura games. Now I've looked at these. These are pretty sketchy games. But we will play at least one of them. In fact, we will play exactly one of them, and we may not finish it, but we will play it. We're also going to play... Somebody has asked for Undertale. Which is a game that I played, and I didn't get the hype. Like, I was like, this is an alright game. But, like, the hype is massive around it. But apparently, I haven't played it right. So, you know, we're gonna play it the way that I've been told to play it. And we'll see if that makes it into a fantastic game for me. We'll see. But we will play that. There wasn't really anything else that anyone asked for, but that's fine. This video has gone on far too long. And, yes. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.